Why did we hit those? Not entirely sure why, but somehow we hit the Stormflyers. We are going to pull the Stormflyers into this pull. You want to be careful with your any kind of casts or anything that hits over the map, because don't forget that there are a lot of Swarmflyers flying around, and they are very easy to pull. Shoot. These Swarmflyers are going to put this bleed dot on you. This, well, one stack of the bleed won't hurt. It does stack multiple times, so you want to be careful with this bleed dot. And be careful how many of those swarmers you get off the side of the map. Don't stand at the frontal. Those are a lot of webs. They are a lot of webs, but we are a very heavy melee group. So we're baiting all of the webs onto ourselves. Watch the frontal. And I'm stunned. Good news is Death Knights can actually still fight while they're stunned. That's out of range. Not all classes can fight while you're stunned, so you want to be careful not to stand in the webs. That makes sense. Yeah, baiting all the webs into melee. Pull our guys in. Get ourselves some runic power so we can get our dancing rune weapon out. Then we're going to use Death Strike 3 times. Make sure you're interrupting those web bolts. Web bolt again. So our healer is dead. We can pull these guys, probably. I want to say their venomous spit won't kill us while the healer's dead. We'll be fine. Oh, aggro will kill him though. Healer is almost back. Don't forget these guys die at 30% health. Okay, I did not consider that, but here with an all melee group, we actually cannot finish off these spiders because we can't stand in the green circle to finish off the spiders. Dancing rune weapon. We're gonna mess up our dancing rune weapon, but we gotta get aggro off the flyers. Watch that frontal. Frontal again. Web bolt. Don't forget to interrupt web bolt. Poison bolt. Careful with the poison bolt. Watch that frontal. Can't get that swarming flyer off our melee. Alright, that's fine. Melee got it, he killed it. Poison bolt, make sure you're interrupting those poison bolts. Don't forget that poison bolt is going to put a dot on you. Unlike the other bolts, poison bolt's dot is going to deal 290,000 damage a second for every second that it's on you. I think it's 5 seconds. So poison bolt is your priority to interrupt. 9% left. We're gonna go left and pull this trash here. The reason we go left and pull this trash here is because all of this trash will get pulled during the boss fight if eggs appear on the side of the map. So we just pull this trash before the boss fight, that way we don't have to worry about the trash during the boss fight. Should have left the exploding guy out there when he jumped. Pulling the ad over. Oh, ad. Pulling the boss over. Alerting Shrill. Make sure you use a defensive during alerting Shrill. Starved crawlers. Use CCs or slows to stop the starved crawlers. So the eggs did appear relatively close, but I'm pretty sure this party will be just fine with CCing them, keeping them from getting to the boss, so we're going to keep the boss over here. Alerting Shrill, use a defensive, and then focus down those eggs. Vicious Bite. Vicious Bite is your tank buster. You want to make sure you use a bigger defensive during Vicious Bite if you are the tank. Vicious Bite is going to increase your damage taken by 50% for 5 seconds after the cast. So you'll take a burst of damage, and then your damage will be, your damage taken will be increased by 50%. Vicious Bite again. Make sure you're using a defensive. I don't think those spiders are gonna die fast enough. Move the boss a little bit. Watch those webs. Alright, spider. Make sure you're getting these interrupts. We want as few web bolts to go off as possible. Possibly none. As a Death Knight, you can use your Death Grips, your Abomination Limbs, your Blinding Sleet, and your Interrupt to interrupt the extra web bolts. Trying to get these web bolt casts interrupted. Pick off some of the low health guys. Watch that heroic leap. Okay. This is very quickly going to turn into a very hard pull when that ad gets back. So we are going to want to focus down one of these blood guards as quickly as possible. Web bolt, make sure you're getting those web bolt interrupts. I probably should have just battle res that guy. We are going to try to get rid of one of these web bolt guys, because there are too many interrupts. We got this. Watch that frontal. Again, web bolt. Oh, dang. I accidentally tabbed and interrupted. Make sure you're interrupting web bolt. Alright. Watch these heroic leaps. The heroic leaps need to be CC'd. Not all at once. You want to make sure you use your CCs evenly-ish as a party. Careful not to use all your CCs at the same time. Alright, pulling the hulking brood guard. Somebody else has aggro on that blood worker, but that's okay because the blood worker jumped to the healer who was on the stairs, so it wasn't even attacking the guy who he had aggro on. Train our rune weapon. Watch that frontal. %, left on the ad. So the healer is still good on mana, probably because he's a monk. So we are just going to pull the boss. Watch that frontal. Don't forget, as the tank, you will always get the frontal first, so you want to make sure you face that frontal towards the edge. But be careful not to stand on the very edge, because the boss does knock back the tank right on pull, and you can get knocked right off the edge. So first frontal is always on the tank. Then the red arrow will pick a target. That target will get the next frontal. Thank you, monk. Frontal again. During this circle phase, as the tank, you want to be on the back side of the circle. And while on the back side of the circle, you're going to bait every single frontal into the poison. The back side of the circle is whichever side of the circle is going into the poison. Dang. Way too many infests. After the poison phase, face the boss away from the party. First frontal after the poison phase is on the tank. He's then going to pick a random person with an arrow. He's going to charge at that person. Don't forget to pick up the ad while he's charging. After you've picked up the ad, run off to the wall if you are the tank, because the second frontal is going to be on you. Silken Restraints is going to be your priority interrupt. Make sure you're getting those Silken Restraints. Any frontal that happens other than when he charges. Hold on. Any frontal that happens after he charges is going to be on the tank. So generally as the tank, you want to make sure you're always near a wall or you're facing the boss away from your party. Watch these infest casts. We do not have Purgatory to save us this time, which means we're just going to have to be more careful with the webs. Sometimes that does mean stepping farther into the circle. You might have to step a little bit farther into the circle and your party just gets a little less room. We are a heavy melee group, so we are dropping all of our infests in melee range. If you're wondering where the infest casts come from, I've never seen it target the tank. I didn't know it could target the tank. We definitely need that guy up. Don't know if it's safe for him to get up now. There's a lot of infests. Nice. Pulling the blood overseer. I'm gonna put a skull on the overseer guy. The overseer guy is our priority target because he does have poison, and poison is going to be worse than the other casts. So you want to make sure you're interrupting that poison. Watch that circle. Oh, dang. That guy got Grasping Slash on him. Careful with these Grasping Slash casts. Don't forget that they slow you. Nice. Our monk and our paladin were able to get those interrupts. We're gonna go downstairs.